And then, after a rousing speech, his true weakness is revealed. He's in love with humanity.
By humanity, you mean Dean?
Hey guys, it's Bob West. This week went haywire on me, so I apologize for the lateness, but here we are. This is part 8 of a 16-part deep dive into Destiel and Supernatural. We'll be looking today at the events of Season 9. I don't love Season 9. I feel like Sam, Season 8 and 9 really fell off the map and out of character, and I think Dean and Cass were mishandled pretty hard in at least the beginning of Season 9. There are some gems, but there are some things that really drive me up the wall about this season, and we'll look at both of those. Last season ended up with the Reject God cheerleaders plummeting to the ground and Sam's insides melting because there are no appropriate warning labels on demon tablets. After Sam is set up with the doctors, the first thing Dean does is send the first of many prayers he'll send to Cass from this hospital.
Cass, you there? Sammy's hurt. He's hurt, he's hurt pretty bad. And, I know you think that I'm pissed at you. Okay, but I don't care that the angels fell. So whatever you did, or didn't do, it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll work it out. Please, man, I need you here.
Angels start showing up, demanding he sell out Cass, and Dean is intentionally difficult when blowing them off. Cass, meanwhile, is fighting his way to try to call Dean and tell him what happened. The first thing he does when he contacts Dean is try to make sure Dean knows he didn't do it on purpose. He needs Dean to know.
Who is this?
Dean.
Cass, what the hell's going on?
Metatron tricked me. It wasn't Angel Trials, it was a spell. I wanted you to know that.
Okay, well, that's great, but we got ourselves a problem.
What's wrong?
Sam, he's, they say he's dying.
What happened?
I don't know, I mean, at first he was okay, and then he wasn't, and have you heard my prayers? I've been praying to you all night.
Dean, Metatron, he took my grace.
What?
Don't worry about me. What are you doing for Sam?
Everything I can. There's actually another angel in there working on him right now.
What other angel?
His name is Ezekiel. He's cool. I mean, I think he is.
Ezekiel. Yes. He's a good soldier. He should be able to help until I get there.
Well, no. Hey, that's not an option.
Might be a few days, but...
Hey, Cass, listen to me. There are angels out there, okay? And they're looking for you, and they're pissed.
Not all of them, Dean. Some are just looking for direction. Some are just lost.
What are you talking about?
I've met one. I think I can help her, Dean.
No, Cass, I know you want to help, okay? I do, but helping angels is what got you in trouble in the first place. Now I'm begging you for once, look out for yourself. Until we figure out what the hell is going on, trust nobody.
And do what? Just abandon them all?
Damn it, Cass, you hearing yourself? There's a war on, and it's on you. There's thousands of them out there. You said you lost your grace, right? That means you're human. That means you bleed, and you eat, and you sleep, and all the things you never had to worry about before.
I'm fine, Dean.
They're both so fixated on each other's problems. Dean is concerned that Cass isn't safe, is telling him to look out for himself and get to the bunker and avoid angels. Cass is trying to help with Sam and get Dean to stop worrying about him. And then Cass starts his long journey to the bunker. Dean has no clue where Cass is, he doesn't call again, and Dean only has his last location. Dean breaks his I don't torture vows again to find Cass, and as he often does for Cass. Cass bangs a Reaper. I've never been bothered by that. Cass and Dean aren't in a relationship, per se. Certainly not a traditional one, and certainly not a sexual one. Dean has casual sex for pleasure all the time, and there isn't a romantic connection to it. Cass tries it out. Exactly once. And then, boom. Torture, death. Dean panics just a touch.
Cass. 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 No. Sammy's gone.
Dean.
Hey, yeah.
And Sam.
Cass, you okay? Never do that again.
His relief is palpable when Cass is back. I mean, well, obviously. I was disappointed when Gadriel insisted Dean throw Cass from the bunker, but I don't think it was out of character for Dean to comply. Dean would do just about anything for Sam, and Cass knows this. After Dean tells him what happened later, he says he understands. What is out of character is that Dean really just throws him out of the bunker. Like, he's a protector. At his core, Dean is the caretaker. For Sam, for Cass, for anyone, it is who he is as a person. He knows Cass is human now, that he doesn't know how to be human, and that he doesn't have any money or a place to stay. The idea that Dean would really literally just turn Cass loose on the world without getting him set up or even checking on him is bullshit. And a horrendous oversight in writing, and really what makes this season suck, in my opinion. Heaven Can't Wait is a steaming pile of garbage. Just the amount of tone-deaf Dean is to Cass's struggles, literally not noticing how much Cass is struggling with, like, basic necessities like food and shelter. I frankly don't have the patience for dissecting this episode. It stands out like a sore thumb in the entire show. As with most crap episodes, there are still a couple of moments. Dean finally hears from Cass and immediately rockets out to see him. He lies to Sam, and by Sam I mean Gadriel, that he should go alone and isn't going to see Cass so he can, properly check up on him. Dean is sympathetic to the fact that Cass is conflicted about jumping into the fray. He tries to get Cass to go pursue a normal life and be out of the crazy. Then he rushes back in to save Cass. I wish I knew what happened between when Dean leaves from the not date with Cass to when he drops him off at work the next morning. There's a lot of missed time there, although from the looks of it, it was probably mostly spent in a hospital dealing with the fractures of Cass's arm. Still, would have liked to see a bit. Then they're separated for a lot of this season, as they so often are. When they meet up, it's tense. Dean is walking a fine line, not wanting Gadriel to spook and leave Sam to die, and not wanting to just reject Cass out of hand, not really wanting either of them to know why. Cass becomes an angel again, less in self-defense and more to try to escape and get a message to Dean of who the major angel players are and that Ezekiel died in a fall and couldn't have been the angel who healed Sam. Dean's concerned for Cass, especially when he mentions he's been tortured. Then Gadriel kills Kevin, and Dean calls Cass, and Cass comes running. He manages to get a half smile out of Dean, even in spite of everything, and when Cass asks, he sits down and actually talks with him.
Now Sam's gone, Kevin's...
Dean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well... Sorry don't pay the bills, does it? Sure as hell ain't gonna bring Kevin back.
Dean is ready to kill Sam for this. It's actually Cass who suggests that they try the long shot of hacking Gadriel's brain to clue Sam in and expel the angel. This episode is really when they kind of snap back into character. Cass is incredibly tuned into Dean's emotional needs once again, and Dean is incredibly sorry that he pushed Cass from the bunker. Every interaction they have in this episode feels natural. Also, I want to know when Cass learned how to drive. And this also starts the trend that whenever Sam or Dean are also going with Cass in Cass's car, they drive and he is the passenger. Anyway, when Dean can't handle sitting and watching Sam basically get tortured, he heads off and Cass follows, and they have a pretty sincere heart-to-heart.
I can't watch that anymore.
understand. It's not Sam, but it's still Sam.
Pretty much, yeah. Guess. I'm sorry.
About what?
Kicking you out of the bunker. That's, not telling you about Sam.
He thought his life was at stake.
Yeah, I got played.
I thought I was saving heaven. I got played too.
So you're saying we're both a couple of dumbasses?
I prefer the word trusting. Less dumb, less ass.
And then Cass loses his cool when he learns it's Gadriel, and Dean brings him back. Side note, speaking of Poughkeepsie, does anyone know which writer or producer is from the Hudson Valley? Someone on that team is, if they keep picking locations from there. The episodes aren't all the same writer. I live in the Hudson Valley, and it's been fun to keep seeing towns I live directly next to coming up. I was just thinking of this episode the other day when I was in Poughkeepsie for some errands. Because, maybe they're just throwing darts at a map of the country, but there are a lot of darts in the Hudson Valley and surrounding areas. Is it Robert Singer? It's Robert Singer, isn't it? He's sort of the common denominator for all these seasons. Anyway, never mind. Once Sam is back with them, Dean leaves him in Cass's care to be healed. Cass takes care of Sam, even backing off from risking Sam's life for the spell to locate Gadriel. He wouldn't do anything to hurt Dean like that. It's sort of his biggest priority. When Dean is getting the mark, they set up a lot of potential parallels with Kane's relationship to Colette and scenes between Cass and Dean in Season 10. I'm not going to go into them here, and I'm not sure how much I will later. There are already a couple of YouTubers with videos about it, and I personally am not completely sold and know how much stock to put into all of them. Sam and Dean continue to fight the good fight, and Cass starts making moves with the Angels to try to head off Metatron. I think his interaction with Dean over the phone is sweet. It's notable that, in spite of everything, Mark of Cain, Gadriel killing angels, Metatron, they can find a second to have, a touch of a normal conversation that can get such a small, sincere smile out of both of them.
What's honorable about a miniature bar in a motel room?
Everything.
How are you, Dean?
I'm fine, Cass. How about you?
I miss my wings. Life on the road. Smells.
Yeah.
Also, Gabriel in this episode is just a literary tool, an extension of Metatron, so we start the whole Metatron teasing Cass about his relationship with Dean thing.
Any old how, your boy toy and I are rolling our way towards your top secret domicile. Ooh.
After they're done trading, they do their normal dance. Dean is concerned for Cass, Cass is concerned for Dean. Cass figures out that Dean has the mark, and he's instantly worried about it, and Dean is on the defensive. I think that's part of the reason why they don't join up at this moment. When they meet back up, they get to sort of check in with each other. Dean gets to see the operation Cass is running. And then Dean comes back to Cass's operation after he kills Abaddon. When they see the evidence that an angel kills himself in Cass's name, Castiel is quick to say that he had nothing to do with it to people, but he takes special care to try to convince Dean. This season is a lot of Cass trying to do right by Dean's eyes and fearing that Dean will think he's done wrong, especially for things he hasn't. And Dean is having trouble trusting Cass here. This whole reconnection with angels and leading armies is bringing up a lot of old trauma between them from when Cass betrayed them back in Season 6. Cass spends a lot of the episode both fixated on being concerned Dean thinks he's betraying them and also just generic concern for Dean. It's worth noting that Andrew Dabb's original script, Cass's kitschy fake heaven, was actually just a room full of photos of Dean in various states of undress, so Metatron's joke on Cass's personal heaven was supposed to be more like this little gay paradise, but the director and Cass decided it was too much or too gay and cut it. Later, when Hannah demands that Cass kill Dean to prove his loyalty to them, he, obviously doesn't. It's a tense scene, though. I don't think there was a second where Cass was undecided on whether or not he was going to kill Dean, but threat assessment didn't look good. There are a pile of angels there holding Dean and Sam in place. If they decided to do it themselves, they could have in an instant. They don't even need the blade. They could just smite him. Cass and him get to share a moment, and Cass backs down, and the angels back down and leave. Metatron will make fun of that moment when he talks to Gadriel. Then afterwards, Cass checks in one final time, making sure Dean knows that he didn't send those people to their deaths, and Dean finally assures him he knows he didn't. Cass just lost the faith of the last of his siblings, lost his army, but the only person whose opinion he cares about is Dean's, and just hearing Dean say that puts him at ease. And Dean assures him that they have a shot at winning. And then, shit hits the fan. Cass ends up trying to get into heaven with Gadriel to try to power down Metatron so Dean can end up gutting him, and it goes poorly. Metatron calls Castiel out. He knows where his mind is at.
And the Angel Tablet, arguably the most powerful instrument in the history of the universe, is in pieces, and for what again? Oh, that's right. To save Dean Winchester. That was your goal, right? I mean, you draped yourself in the flag of heaven, but ultimately, it was all about saving one human, right? Well, guess what? He's dead, too.
And Cass is crushed. I mean, there really isn't any other way to take Metatron's words. The meaning is very clear. But, yeah. This season was weird, I think. In terms of Destiel, weird is how I would describe it. It's not the worst, but it's not great. I really have a hard time getting over how out of character it was for Dean to not even think about Cass's survival in the beginning. Like, he's been oblivious to Cass's struggles before, but not nearly to that degree, and for sure not since Purgatory. So, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But, whatever. Next week we're going to dig into Season 10, where shit continues to hit the fan, and I have a video request for you guys. I've gotten a lot of messages with people asking me to comment on specific Destiel beats and moments I skipped over, and sending me videos and links to information that further expand on the DCL series so far. I'm working on a video where I sort of go back and address specific moments and stuff that I've been asked to examine more closely or give my opinion on. So if there are any such moments in my 1 through 8 Destiel series that you'd like me to touch on or touch back on, please drop it in a comment here or send it along to my email. I'll be happy to address, look into, or touch on as many as I can. And not to worry, I'm still working on that hair and makeup video as well as the Purgatory deep dive. But speaking of email, you guys have been emailing me. I'll be real. I can't get back to too many of the emails, but I want to let you know that I read every single one of them, and I get so excited to get one. I am blown away. I didn't actually expect you all to email me, and I'm touched. So, I just wanted to assure you that even if I didn't get back to you, I did read them, and especially people reaching out with their own stories and saying how much you were touched by my videos, it really, really made my day. As always, you can still email me at bobertwes@gmail.com. You can also follow my Ko-fi account, and even if you can't donate, you should follow the page. I like to show upcoming video titles and occasionally even throw up some doodles I do while I sit around waiting for footage to convert or render. And if you manage to make it to part 8 of this series and not subscribe, do that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but I'm here and you're here, so let's make this a thing. And drop a like while you're at it. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next week.